Vivian stood directly over me, arms tightly crossed, glaring down as I finished wiping the kitchen counter clean. "You can never get anything right, Jocelyn," she said sharply, making sure her voice carried. "This house will never be truly clean with you here. Derek honestly deserves so much better than you." I froze completely, my hand still holding the dishcloth. Everyone in the room was watching this public humiliation unfold. "Before we continue, kindly tell us where you're watching us from so we know we are not alone on this. My name is Jocelyn Harper. I'm 28 years old, and this was the night I finally realized staying silent wasn't enough anymore." Vivian muttered constantly under her breath as I carefully poured drinks for the dinner guests gathered in our home. "You're so lucky Derek married you at all. He could do so much better, you know," she whispered just loud enough for me to hear clearly. I heard every single poisonous word. For weeks and weeks, she had been whispering these cruel insults, constantly questioning my intentions and systematically painting me as completely unworthy of her son. But what she didn't know was that Derek, quietly seated across the room, had slowly begun noticing the disturbing pattern of her behavior toward me. Each and every time I tried telling Derek what Vivian said when he wasn't around, he simply waved it off dismissively. "She's just stressed out, Jocelyn. Don't take it personally," he'd say with a tired sigh. I felt completely trapped in this nightmare situation. Vivian's confidence and boldness grew stronger every day. She genuinely believed I had absolutely no evidence against her, and that Derek would never, ever hear or believe the real truth about his precious mother. Her sense of power over me seemed invincible, but I was quietly planning my defense, waiting patiently for the right moment to strike back. One quiet night, while cleaning the guest room upstairs, I accidentally stumbled upon Vivian's phone carelessly left unlocked on the nightstand. Curiosity made me look closer at what was open. She had secretly been recording our private conversations to twist my words and make me look completely incompetent to Derek. My hands trembled with shock and anger. I quickly copied everything, every recording, every manipulated file, to a secure encrypted folder on my personal laptop. Finally, after months of gaslighting, I had undeniable proof of all her cruel manipulations. The tables were about to turn dramatically. Vivian's verbal attacks became increasingly more brazen and public as time went on. She openly mocked me in front of neighbors during afternoon coffees, harshly criticized every meal I cooked, and even tried rearranging furniture throughout our house to deliberately make me feel unwelcome in my own home. She leaned close one afternoon and whispered viciously, "He'll never truly respect you, dear." Her smile was cold and calculated. Little did she know or suspect, Derek had actually started hearing everything she said. He was finally paying attention, connecting dots, and growing increasingly uncomfortable with his mother's behavior patterns. It was a seemingly normal Friday night. We'd invited family and a few neighbors for dinner at our home. Vivian began yet another cruel tirade, this time loudly calling me lazy, ungrateful, and utterly incompetent while guests awkwardly shifted in their seats. Her words cut deep into my heart like sharp knives. But I stayed completely calm and composed, letting her self-importance and arrogance carry her much further than she realized was safe. I knew Derek was watching carefully now. I could feel his attention shifting, his doubt about his mother finally cracking. The moment was approaching fast. Derek, finally standing protectively beside me for the first time, listened in complete silence as Vivian continued her vicious rant. Every lie she'd told, every cruel insult she'd whispered, every manipulative scheme she'd carefully planned. His handsome face gradually shifted from lingering doubt to complete shock and then to barely controlled anger. I could physically feel the tide turning powerfully in my favor without me saying a single word in my own defense. Sometimes the most powerful weapon is simply letting someone reveal their true nature publicly. Vivian was doing exactly that, digging her own grave deeper. Calmly and deliberately, I walked to the corner and opened my laptop sitting on the side table. I played one of the recordings clearly capturing Vivian's manipulations and lies. Sharp gasps echoed throughout the suddenly silent room. Neighbors whispered frantically to each other. Derek's eyes widened in complete disbelief and betrayal. Vivian's confident smirk faded instantly, replaced by pure panic. "You've been recording me," she stammered desperately. "Yes," I said softly but firmly. "And there's much, much more. Every single secret attempt to humiliate and gaslight me was now exposed publicly in front of everyone who mattered. Vivian desperately tried to argue, yell louder, and intimidate everyone as she always did, but Derek suddenly stepped forward protectively. "Mom, enough of this right now. I finally see clearly what Jocelyn's been quietly enduring all this time," he said firmly, his voice shaking with controlled anger. The entire crowd immediately turned their attention away from me and directly toward Vivian instead. Her control, influence, and power over this family evaporated completely within minutes. She had severely underestimated both me and her own son's sense of fairness. Her reign of manipulation was finally over, ended by simple truth. I didn't yell back or retaliate with matching insults and cruelty. I simply let the recorded truth speak powerfully for itself. Vivian slunk away quietly, deeply humiliated and completely powerless for the first time in years. Derek apologized sincerely for not seeing or believing it sooner, tears in his eyes. The family finally acknowledged my integrity and strength publicly. I slowly rebuilt my shattered confidence, strengthened my marriage significantly, and walked away knowing that silence, careful preparation, and simple truth were always the ultimate revenge. Like and subscribe for more videos like this.